Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you with another video. All right, so I kind of wanted to respond to Russell Westbrook. I got a whole kitchen full of groceries in here I need to cipher through, but I wanted to make this video first because I literally just saw his response that he was well, he's back and forth with a reporter, and essentially, from what I was able to gather, the reporter had asked him, something along the lines of, "What do you think should be done? What type of changes you think need to be made, or something along those lines." And Russell then responded to him with a question like, "Well, what changes you think need to be made?" And the reporter said, "Well, for example, winning." And then Russell kind of like, "Are you serious, really?" And they just kind of had a little back and forth. It didn't get bad. They slapped hands and in peace at the end of it, but they were face to face as Russell was leaving and having a conversation about it. I thought they handled themselves in a respectful manner. I didn't think there was any real bad energy there, but I just felt like, Russell's tired of answering questions about the team. I guess is what it would be accurate way to respond to this particular thing to say. But he's most important. It seems like he's just tired of the controversy surrounding his play, particularly in that of the struggles of the team. And this is just what comes with it. When you're a Laker, sign up to be a LA Laker, man. You got to deal with our expectations, our media, um, and that's just part of it, man. If you're not for that, this is just not the right fit for you. And I understand that Russell Westbrook was traded here. I also understand that he, said that this would be the only place he'd be willing to play, other than Washington. So that to me sounds like a sign up, signing up to be the Lakers. So you got to know what comes with that, man. I didn't really take, just getting away from that little incident. That's enough of that. But I didn't take too much away from Russell Westbrook saying that he didn't have expectations to be a Laker. Um, I've heard a few people kind of criticize that statement, saying that he should probably know what he's signing up for if you're going to be here. And while that's true, I think from season to season, Lakers fans have realistic expectations, and we would expect our players to give us their best, but we don't need them to necessarily be delusional about their truth as it pertains to how they view what it is they got going on in their team. They don't have to lie about that or say that they have expectations um, to satisfy us when they don't. You know what I mean? Now, if that person is LeBron James, I think it's different, unfortunately for him. And that's just the nature of the beast, given the fact that he is who he is. And what's on his shoulders is something that he not only has handled his entire career, but his talent garners that as a respect. So he's going to have to take that, you know, double standard, so to speak. I'm going to apply that to him and not to Russell, is what I'm saying. But I don't expect him to come up here and have expectations to win the championship. I'd expect that he have expectations that he can be led by LeBron James and Anthony Davis to a championship. But he himself is a role player, right? Now, just because our front office didn't value him as a role player and took on his contract as he was a big three player, and because of that, by default, he's expected to be something that he's no longer. But that doesn't mean that those of us who actually understand where he's at in his career and have kind of seen how this has gone look at him and say he is supposed to lead us to those expected places, championship finals, etc. He is not supposed to have, he don't have a say so, I guess is what I'm saying, in whether or not the team can get that far. It's the people who have a say so with how much they affect the team, in my opinion, that deserve to be given that type of response to saying they don't have expectations about being Lakers. That's what I'm saying. Expectations come from person to person in that case, unless you're Braun. So that's what I got, man. That's what I have to say about that particular part. I just been listening to a lot of people pick apart him saying, I didn't come here with expectations. We're just going to try to play our best and play hard, and that's it. That's all I expect a player who's not a superstar on this roster to say. That's what they're supposed to, if that's how they feel, that's what they're supposed to convey. It's my opinion. So, it is what it is. Obviously, our team is going through what they're going through. I don't usually respond much to, or really react too much to things that happen on uh, after the game sound bites and stuff like that. This is a rare one for me, but I just felt like a lot of people were breaking down what happened there between Russell Westbrook and the reporter, and I just look at it as a non-starter. You know, it being that they ended that conversation at peace, smiles on their faces. Was it awkward? Yeah. Was it a confrontation? You can define it as that, but I never thought that it was getting to a point where somebody was gonna, you know, go too far. You know, I didn't think that was gonna be the case. So, yeah, man, put that out there. I thought those two brothers handled that pretty well. And at the end of the day, you know, we just want to see Russell Westbrook continue to get more comfortable here, whether we're going to be able to trade him or not. You don't want him to walk away hating playing for his home team, you know. You don't want that if you're the Lakers. You don't want that as a Laker fan. And you don't want that if you're one of his teammates. So I just think that has he brought his best to the Lakers? I think he would argue that he's given his best, but no, he's not played his best. I don't know that the Lakers have given their best to him either. You know, I don't think we've put him in the best position to succeed. And you know, I don't think that we've been allowed to embrace him like we would have because of how poor his play has been, because of how poor the circumstances have been from which he's had to work with. So it all trickles down, man. It all starts with and ends with our front office and our ownership, and I just want them to do better by our next crop of players. If we're not keeping these guys, which I'd imagine we're not, let's put together a real environment that you know, that guys can have confidence in once again. You know, it's amazing how fast this team has fallen off after regaining all of that confidence and all of that you know, faith in the championship glory that came with 2020, and then just have it disappear with a couple bad moves. How did we find ourselves in this position once again? I don't know, but if anybody should be frustrated, it should be Jeannie. You know, she should be frustrated. And I hope, and I say this in a good way, I'd imagine, I don't know how you say this, but I hope she's frustrated so that the changes will be necessarily made, so that those changes can be made. So that's what I got to say, man. That's it. That is my spiel for this morning. Russell handled that pretty well. I think he's under a lot of stress, man. You know, I think not only is it his body not responding the way that he wants it to, playing the way that he's used to playing, but also the fit that he's in is one of the most awkward fits you can ever ask for if you're him. And then you put a magnifying glass on him struggling, and then you look at the situation, you say, well, who is helping him feel more comfortable? And you look around, and it's like, there's been moments in the season where you see him consoling people. It's like, well, who's coming to the aid of the guy who's struggling? It's like, we make fun of him. Yeah, check that box. We identified the problem. Check that box. But who's helping fix it? So it seems to me that he's had to dig himself out of this hole by himself. He's obviously had his wife and his family, but it doesn't seem like he's had the support that I felt like Laker Nation provides. And I think that that's on us, all of us, everybody, including him, to play better so that we would have more to work with. But at the end of the day, that's what it is, man. That's all I got to say. BDF 44, I thank you all for watching. I'm out.